Yeah, I mean, I guess, she said something like I was 5 and my mom is going on 64. She said, when she said this to me briefly, she goes, I can't remember it fully, but I remember this doctor saying kind of something like this. I go, I know exactly who you're talking about, but I think that's why I don't go to him, because he just likes to drug you with seizure medication and make sure it's under control fully without having, and then you are just incoherent.
Yeah.
I feel.
Huh.
So I remember going to him when we came back, and my youngest here, Declan, he just seemed like a zombie.
Did the Wolff Parkinson White resolve?
No, we still have it. We have one tumor left on his heart, and we're just trying to, and that's the biggest one that's right there on the septum of the wall, and we're trying to get that one to just go away, and if it can go away, then great, then we can get with our cardiologist doctor that's in Stanford here over in California, and then they can do surgery and fix it, and then we don't have to be on the atenolol anymore, and we can go forward.
Yep.
And then the next step would be to fix his UBJ obstruction still with his
UBJ.
ureter.
What's that?
Yeah. I forget the name fully of it. It's like where his ureters still are backwashing.
Okay, gotcha.
Fully,
so part of the kidney issue.
Yeah, the part of the kidney issue is still there, but his kidneys still backwash a little bit. It's he just doesn't have the tumor there. The tumor went away when he was a baby.
Mm-hmm.
So it didn't block it from kind of for him to urinate.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's good.
So we still have that problem, but I mean, we're working on it.
Now, does he have seizures?
He does, but we take oxycarbazepine for that.
Okay.
And he also takes the Stanley Brothers Charlotte's Web CBD oil.
Oh, has that helped?
It has, and we really think by doing it 3 times a day, the exact times that we should be doing that, it has opened him up more, so we can slowly lessen the dosage of the seizure meds, because they're so potent and they really lock your mind up, I feel.
Well, you have personal experience. I only have heard it through my kids, and I've seen their outward behavior, but I can't imagine. So the CBD is really hopeful.
Yeah, it is.
Is the doctor helping you do that, or how'd you figure it out?
They suggested doing that, and so that's what we did.
Oh,
all
great.
Right. So we're going to go ahead and do that, and that's what we've been doing. And I've had remarks from people in public think that oh, you're drugging your baby. That's not nice. And
my goodness,
it helps him. He's got high anxiety. He'll start hyperventilating. He'll freak out. We have a service dog for him.
Do you?
And she's very helpful and loving, and he will beat her up sometimes, not intentionally, just when he gets upset, that anger, that aggression outburst.
Yes.
Just comes with it all.
And the dog takes it.
And she takes it.
Awesome.
She's super loving. And that's one thing I can say with me having TSC. I'm not saying I have aggression, but I have the mental, depression, anxiety part of it. Mm-hmm. And I will be doing that TAN study in June.
Great.
If I can be any benefit to help others down the road.
Oh, that's great. I have not really read much about that. Can you give me a little bit do you know much about it?
For all I know, it's the one where I'm doing is at UCSF. I'm going to be doing it with Dr. Lee, I believe, and they're just going to be taking a spinal tap, and they're going to do MRIs. And it's a 3-day thing.
Wow.
And they're just look at the brain scans and see how you do. I don't like the full details of it, because they'll give that more to me when I'm there, but I know that they said that this is what they will be doing. And they'll be
good for you.
And I can say that I was on Cymbalta, and I don't think it's working for anymore, so I've kind of just stopped.
Have you?
Yeah.
I see my daughter struggle with depression and anxiety, and she's on a pretty high dose of sertraline and, on top of other multiple TSC type meds. And yeah, it's tough. So if you can like eliminate or find the better medication, that's great. But has it been hard coming off of that?
It's been hard coming off of it, but all I can do is I've just been doing what I have been and taking it day by day and following the blog of your page and
oh, good.
the TSC website and following up on like what's the newest and greatest thing that's happening with this condition. And
that's perfect. That's the best you can really do, is to stay in touch with the boards and the TS Alliance and what's the newest research, because no doctor is really going to do it for you. I mean,
no.
To a degree though. Is it a clinic that you go to, a TS clinic?
It's just the Stanford Children's Hospital where there is those who do work with those who have TSC.
Mm-hmm. But it's not an official clinic.
I don't think it's an official clinic. And that's something I can say
would be nice.
Would be nice, because one thing is like my youngest does have Holman on the side of his cheeks, is the angiofibromas, and I would like to figure out how I can get him that cream to help him. And
I'll make a mental note of that if I have any leads on that.
What
about have you been on the kidney sirolimus or Rapamune or the Affinitor, any of those?
No, we haven't been on any of those. So I mean, like, well, I would love to figure it out, because we were going to, I believe, a TS clinic when we lived in Louisiana. We would go to Houston and see the doctor she is a geneticist and she's part of the TS Alliance.
Okay. Yeah, if you can find a way to, get that. I'm not a doctor, but I know it has been helpful for my children with TSC, as far as they take it for their kidneys, but it has cleared up their facial manifestations.
My father has it really bad all over his face. He's got the confetti. He's got the spot on the back of his head.
Yep, one of those shagreen patches.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Dr. Holman,
that's rough.
That's her name, sorry.
Oh, yeah, sure. Yeah, I know who she is. I've never met her, but I know the name is a big one.
Yeah, and Koenig is the neurologist that helped do the diagnosis for my son as well with his seizures. So, yes, Koenig and Northrop are the ones that helped us when we lived in the South. So that we had the TSC clinic. So
I was going to say, what's the most frustrating thing? So
I have a lot that I can say that I'm frustrated with. I feel for my mother and what she deals with, because she says, like, I feel like I just want to quit and just be a home taker, but then I don't know how we make it financially. And
well, that is another. I mean, there's programs that will pay you to care for someone that's disabled. I've done it, even if it's a family member, though it's dependent in our state on being on Medicaid, I believe. Mm-hmm. So there are things like that out there, possibly. But go on. I'm sorry. So you're frustrated for your mom.
I'm frustrated for my mom. I don't even think I even mentioned, but my sister has TSC.
Yes, you did at the beginning. Yep. And how's she doing?
She's okay. She gets sick a lot. She works as a nurse here at one of the hospitals and the OR and everything. So, I mean, she's a smart, intelligent person, but she's got kidney issues.
Yep.
Kidney, big time.
Really?
She's close to being on dialysis. So.
Okay. Is she followed by a nephrologist?
Yes.
Okay.
And they have a son as well, and he's 8, and he mentally is at the age of a 2 to 3 year old.
So he does have TS.
He's got TS. He's got the patches and everything, and they're soon to be finding out if he's got the Lamb's disease. So.
Oh, okay. So a lot going on in your family and across the board.
There's a lot. I mean, we feel like our family could be like this big catch, like biopsy, like just take us all into quarantine.
A study
and find us.
And figure it. Yeah, we've had a lot of family involvement too, and it adds a level of, I don't know how to describe it, but I'm sure you know, it's just an extra level of heaviness at times.
It does, and when people find out you have something like this, or like my brother, who he and I are 6 months apart, and I can tell he has it. He's got the angiofibromas on his face, and he's got the depression end of it, big time.
The tan type stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like everyone's different how they indicate. Not everyone's the same, and
Right.
it's not like how if someone has cystic fibrosis and everyone's going to have that
Pretty
goop
much.
in their lungs.
Yeah.
It's crazy, and I feel for anybody, even if it's someone who's got CF. Like, my heart sinks for anybody who has to deal with something that's hard or brought.
It's a new perspective, I guess, I think that's...
It's a big new perspective on life. I mean, because my eldest, it was like a walk in the park.
So you got lured into the...
Yeah, he didn't have any issues, or we even genetically got him tested and it came back like negative, like nothing.
Yep.
And I was genetically tested. My youngest was genetically tested. Even my husband was, and we both came back, and we know what level of TSC we both have.
Mm-hmm.
So I have the TSC2. My youngest has the TSC2.
Okay.
And I've been even told by a doctor down in California when they got our files, how are you just not mentally retarded and in a wheelchair for nothing? Like, because you have this specific type of gene in this TSC. And I'm going,
wow.
I don't know.
What an awful thing to say.
Because they're going...
Clearly their understanding is, how come, I would turn it around and say, how come you're not retarded for not understanding the variability of this disease? Oh, jeez.
Yeah, no, some crazy things have been said to us.
I can only imagine.
You've got horrible bedside manner, don't you?
Wow, yeah.
Because people, I don't think they understand that even with the TSC, they think that, like, with that specific gene, that you're literally mentally incapable, handicapped, just can't walk, can't learn, can't function. You're just on the huge spectrum of mentally disabled, physically disabled. Mm-hmm. Like, you're a zombie, practically.
Right.
You know, with my son before, kind of finding out a little bit more with his anxiety and stuff, and I'd had... this guy pissed me off so much. I bit my tongue so badly. I wanted to...
What did he say? Curse
every word in the book out there. But my eldest was in pre-K, and he was starting to learn words and say things, and I knew he would start mimicking me. And I
right. Good for you. That's some good control.
Going, why is Donovan saying these things? This gentleman said, I was parked. And I'm getting my youngest now. I was trying to get him to calm down. Like, hey, it's okay. We're just going in here real quickly. This is where they have your vitamins at that you like. Like, it's okay. Like, just calm down. Like, look, Brenda's with you. Your puppy's with you. Like, it's okay. It's okay. Well, I know you like big crowds. This guy comes right out in front of me, lights his cigarette. And he says, and I quote, I bet you wish you got rid of him when you had the chance, huh?
Are you?
Puff,
my
puff,
goodness.
Puff. And my stomach dropped. It hurt so bad. It felt like someone punched me multiple times. And just thinking about it, makes me want to cry. But
yeah,
I just buckled him back in, and and I said, we'll just order your vitamins on Amazon. Yeah. And I'm under my breath, just beep, beep, beep. Curse.
Yeah. Yeah. Seriously.
Oh my gosh. And it's he's walking off chuckling, and I'm like, no, that's not me.
Oh, man.
Oh my words. And I called my husband. He goes, please tell me you didn't curse though. I go, I controlled myself. I did.
That's impressive. Let me tell you, that is impressive.
I wanted to let that guy know that his mom should have gotten rid of him. But
yeah, seriously.
If people only knew, instead of people being judgmental, that's just one thing that is a frustration. I could say ultimately.
People's judgments.
Because one thing with my son, my youngest, is everything is internally more for him. Like I said, the angiofibromas right now are kind of starting to form on his face. Mm-hmm. But everyone thinks I'm just oh gosh, she's over exaggerating. If you could see the medical bills we have, if you could see the constant visits, I feel so awful that my oldest feels like he has